Hello and welcome to Box, where we unbox, review and demonstrate the latest tech. Today we have with us the Samsung Freestyle Projector. With projectors now getting smaller and much more powerful than ever before, there's no limits to where and how you view your favourite content on the go. But the Freestyle throws everything you knew about projectors out of the window. It's lightweight, fits in one hand, and kicks out a surprisingly decent picture that adapts automatically to whatever surface you choose to watch it on. Opening up the box, you'll find the projector nestled inside the opening, practically ready to go. Accessories wise, you get the basics inside the small drawer on the back of the box, including the plug and power cable, remote, frosted lens cap, and tiny cable tidy clip. Interestingly, despite it being one of the main connections mentioned on the box, there's no HDMI included, considering it's a slightly specific type of HDMI to micro HDMI that you might not have lying around. But for solely using the internal apps through the internet connection, you're provided with everything you need to get started right away. As it is, it does only work from mains power alone, so you will need to plug in the USB-C charging cable with accompanying plug into any nearby outlet to get it going. The cable is pretty long, measuring at about 180 centimeters, which is fine for stretching across the room. It's great that it uses such a universal connection like USB-C. It makes it easy and relatively cheap to get a longer cable if you need one. Being tethered to the cable does restrict where you can place it. However, as the name suggests, it's built for taking with you on your travels for camping, movie nights in the garden, or even just those awkward rooms in the house that won't fit a TV. So naturally, you can purchase a battery pack along with the carry case to fulfill its full potential. It can set you back a bit in price buying up all of the individual tailored accessories, like the official travel case that fits perfectly, and of course the correct compatible battery source, which you can choose between the official attachable battery base for around $19.99 in UK pounds, or an external battery pack as long as it's USB PD 50-watt 20-volt output or above. Another thing to note here is that the projector sits on the higher end of the scale when it comes to cost, so you may have to consider what you want to use it for against what the base projector has to offer before purchasing it. The design itself falls nicely into the Samsung look and feel. It's simple, minimal and modern whilst hiding its real power within the internal tech. It's inconspicuous with its all-white exterior, matching nicely with most of the other tech that I already have. Again, for the extra expense, you can buy skins that bring another layer of colour and protection, coming in olive green and pink respectively. The size is of course small enough to pack away into a bag even when travelling light, and as it only weighs 800 grams, it's easy to take it with you on a trip without having to think twice about taking non-essential items. The surface on the front of the projector is glossy with a touch-sensitive control, meaning it's prone to smudges and potential scratches, but as long as you keep the cap on it when you're not using it, it's easy to keep it clean. But even after a few hours use, I'm already trying to keep up with the constant maintenance of keeping that surface shiny. But with the lights reflecting off it in the dark, it does look stunning and adds a touch of style. In terms of direct controls and inputs, there are a few essentials to hand. The touch buttons on the front let you turn it on and off, adjust the volume and connect to your phone through the SmartThings app. Along the side, you get the USB-C for power input, a micro HDMI for connecting directly to another device, and a mic mute switch. You could say the small amount of connections can restrict the amount of methods that you can use to watch your content, especially when outdoors with no internet connection. But once you get a hold of that micro HDMI, it at least opens up your options to streaming to a device like a laptop. On the bottom, it's great to see a large 360-degree speaker for projecting sound directly from the device, allowing you to hear the output clearly from every direction. Though you could connect it to a soundbar or an external speaker, it keeps the portable nature of it intact by giving the option of using the projector as one unit without needing to haul around a plethora of accessories. There are what looks like two mounting points for fixing it directly above a table, for example, for projecting down onto a surface. Again, if you want to splash out on the official accessory for this, Samsung have created an add-on for screwing it into a light fixture, for example, for a more direct route, utilising what's already in place. Now, the main selling point for this particular design is its flexible stand. It pivots on a full 180-degree arc for angling it exactly where you need it and allowing that sought-after upwards projection, perfect for watching movies on the ceiling while relaxing in bed. The hinge is very sturdy, it holds the projector in place and it's balanced beautifully in a way that it won't topple over. This is a game changer. I've not seen a projector with this much flexibility from any other leading brand yet, so I'm excited to see the different locations that I can watch content from now thanks to this adaptability. It takes a minute to start up, but once you're in, the setup is quick and simple. Instantly you get a taste of that auto-leveling and focus at work. It did spend a bit of time adjusting to the space and making the picture perfect, and there is a bit of noise coming from the lens when it's trying to focus, but it did a brilliant job considering that our wall is a bit of an odd shape. The system relies on an internet connection to access streaming apps and to update, so you'll need to connect to your Wi-Fi at this stage. Apart from signing into your Samsung account and adding your preferred voice control, it takes you right to the home menu. It feels incredibly familiar for those who have Samsung TV, as it uses the Tizen operating system seen in the 2021 models. You get the usual app tile layout along with the recommendations for shows and direct access to the free Samsung TV Plus channels. The app selection is pretty impressive, showing all the major streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus, along with some British TV staples like BBC iPlayer and ITV. From here, you can switch between the media or ambient modes depending on what you're doing. Now, apart from streaming your favourite movies, the additional ambient mode brings yet another purpose to the projector that you might not have thought of. Running through the various modes, I can use the projector to transform my space, whether that be adding a window to brighten the mood in the room, adorning the walls with celebratory messages at a party, or adding a nice warm fire to make it feel cozy. Though I wouldn't personally use these features as much, I could see how they could add to a room with no windows, for example. Mostly, I'd want to use the photo feature that lets me show off photos on a large scale to friends and family easily, compared to booting up a TV and trying to project my phone to it. One of my favourite parts about this projector is its built-in auto-leveling and focus, as well as the ability to freely scale the size of the display smaller or larger. It's a little fiddly to get to the settings at first, with the slightly slow loading speeds of the menu, but the helpful icons and the pretty easy to navigate settings make adjusting them relatively quick if the auto-leveling isn't quite right on start. The ScreenSize has an impressive range of 30 to 100 inches across, letting you choose the right display size to fit the space you have without needing to manually move the projector further or closer to the wall. The resolution may only be 1920 by 1080 Full HD, but it does have HDR capabilities, and with pure colour too, it's not surprising that the picture is beautifully clear and vibrant in a dim to dark room. The first thoughts on the overall brightness and output, the clarity can be a bit hit and miss. The strength of the picture largely depends on the light conditions at your disposal. A little low light in the room can dim the picture quite a bit, but not so much that you can't make out what's going on. However, inside during the day with the lights on, you can hardly make out the picture at all, so in my opinion, absolute darkness is key to getting the most out of this projector. In a dark room with no light, the picture was beautifully rich, bright, and very clear, showing movies at their best even on full scale. I watched various content from HD movies on Netflix to low-resolution TV shows on Samsung TV and YouTube. Movies looked amazing in both small and large scale, even when standing close to the picture at the 100-inch scale. Football looked amazing on the larger size, while YouTube came out brilliantly at around the 85% scale. The frame rate was practically perfect. I didn't notice any visual discrepancies like ghosting, and it was comfortable to watch fast-moving content on 100% scale even when sitting relatively close. I loved using the manual focus controls to make sure the picture was always sharp, and even the picture modes helped adapt the brightness, contrast, and colour easier without having to manually adjust the settings between various content. I have to admit, the flexibility of the design does give the opportunity to place the screen almost anywhere. The wall doesn't even have to be white. It has an automatic colour balancing system, making it easy to watch against this green wall, for example. I did find that the auto scale and autofocus did struggle at times when pointing it at an angle, especially if the wall is also at a strange angle as well. It worked much better at the full 12-foot distance between the projector and the wall, rather than trying to use it closer to the wall in general. I just felt the focus was much sharper and it was able to auto-adjust accurately every time when placed further back. I was surprised that I could place the projector at a slight angle and it would still manage to level it, which is brilliant for taking it somewhere like a campsite or a garden where the surfaces are more likely to be unpredictable. With its compact size, I found it incredibly easy to move around, set it down, and have it to adjust wherever I place it within minutes. I would highly recommend using the manual, keystone, and focus though if you're not planning on keeping it in one place, for example, like when travelling or outdoors. The auto keystone is fine when moving it about every now and then, but if anyone walks in front of it too often, the projector is knocked out of place, or the angle is adjusted multiple times, you might find the auto adjustment changing position and settling just out of place, forcing you to manually adjust it anyway. Of course, in the age of growing wireless connectivity between tech, this projector comes with multiple ways to mirror your phone, TV, or laptop through the projector with very little complicated setup involved. As a Samsung product, you can use the SmartThings app on your phone to not only control the projector as a second remote, but also use it to help connect other devices like a soundbar or even mirror another Samsung TV. However, you'll most likely want to throw your phone screen onto it for sharing photos and videos quickly from any device. Luckily, it has AirPlay 2 and Samsung Tap for playing movies directly from YouTube on my phone, making it easier to share content with others within the room. I used AirPlay perfectly fine with no visible connection issues the whole time that I had it active. I also liked having the variety of control options at my disposal, transforming my phone into a remote if I can't find the physical one, as well as setting up voice commands to have complete hands-free control if I wanted to. Overall, the Samsung Freestyle is a brilliant flexible solution to taking your movies and shows with you to places you couldn't before. It's small, light and quick to set up, delivering a great picture in low light to dark conditions. Of course, it's never intended to replace your TV. It's meant to use over a few hours for delivering a display to remote or hard to reach areas where a TV would be hard to set up. Its plus side is the ability to place it practically anywhere you like and get a clear, straight picture thanks to the full HD and auto-levelling features. The Ambient mode is a fun little addition, bringing extra functions to it and helping set the mood in different environments. Without purchasing additional accessories, it is limited solely to places with power access and, most importantly, a good internet connection. But on the whole, it's a really neat portable projector that has the freedom that most other projectors on the market can't offer. So if you're looking for the next best thing in projector tech, the Freestyle is the perfect little tool to detach your favourite movies and shows from the TV and transport them with you wherever you go. So what are your thoughts on the Samsung Freestyle projector? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Box, where we have plenty of hands-on reviews on the latest tech. And as always, thanks for watching.